And I'm going to go now. Let's get this done. Times have been reset. Qualifying session is on. Make sure you enter the race. Make sure you go to track, people. Qualifying is officially begun. 15 minutes from now, it is 8:52 local time. So we're going to be going until... Maths is really hard, but I'm going to go 9:07.
Yep, that'll be the
9:07.
Aussie Anthony, just make sure you just pit a little bit earlier before the end of the session, because it'll just race. It'll go from this session to the race.
You'll actually have time. You will have time to do it whilst I'm setting the grid order.
Yeah, that's true.
So whilst I'm doing that, I will be telling everyone to get in the pits. Make sure you put the tyres on you want to start on, because we all want to obviously qualify on the soft, unless you're a total madman.
People are mad.
Yeah, I hope Kembo is as well. He was the hard luck story of the whole thing, and I'd love for him to actually jump in and join, especially because he got up at absolutely sparrow's fart to compete in that qualifying race. I think for local time for him, it was somewhere ridiculous, like 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he got up for it, which was awesome.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and unfortunately he got stuck on the grid, so he is still more than welcome to join Kembo if you are watching. I cordially invite you to join this race, but you will need to do it in the next probably 13, 14 minutes. Need to check my settings. Okay, TCS is on 1, that's where I want it. Got a couple of people behind me, so I don't want to go too slow here and hold them up. You won't make it back in time, Hemul, and that sucks. That does suck. Again, sorry to hear that you haven't been there, but I'm really happy that we've got in as many people as we have for the final. Went a lot better than the invitational race, where I had about 18 people lined up, and I know at least 15 of them said they'd be there. I thought we'd struggle for numbers. And then no one turned up. Alright, let's see if I can do a qualifying lap. Jules, good luck. Thank you, appreciate that. Had to lift there, not what I wanted to do. Damn it, kiss the wall. Kiss the wall on the way out. Definitely lose a few tenths there. Otherwise it was relatively tidy over the top of the mountain. Family first always, absolutely. Unfortunately it's just one of those things. Not everyone's going to be able to make it. We're not racing for a career in real racing or anything like that, so it's just a bit of fun.
I thought there was a contract deal here.
Yeah, mate, there is. For you.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, you don't get a golden ticket for nothing, mate.
Oh, nice.
Oh, 202.1 just missed out. Probably missed out by that kiss on the wall at Forest Elbow, I'd say. And Kraz has got me by that 10th as well. And I'm a 10th up, so she's tight. Oh, that was close. But I'm 3/10 down. Oh. Too much throat. Lewis, what are you doing facing that way, mate? That's not the way the racetrack goes. Says the guy who literally just spun.
Oh.
Speedy Chicken has left the room.
Quick lap though.
Yeah?
2016 by Speedy Chicken.
Oof.
Pretty quick considering we're on full tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got some bloody quick people in this room, don't worry about that. The fastest flying fowl has re-entered the room. Good to see. How are we going for time, Ryan? Ryan's just gone for a tea in the Danish.
$7.21 done.
I don't care about how much is done. I just care about how much we've got left.
I had it on mute because I was just rummaging around through everything. I've been talking for the last 3 minutes and wondering why no one was answering.
That old chestnut.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Every time.
Your net cut out, no worries. Just good to have you back. Good to have you back, Anthony.
Who is Anthony?
Aussie Anthony is Speedy Chicken, I believe.
Oh.
Hence
the
the
fastest flying fowl.
hence the little chicken in his YouTube avatar.
Well, that makes total sense.
It's way too shallow. Cocked up turn one. Not going to be a good lap. Have mediums on the rear. Bert, that is not going to help, mate. That is not going to help you get the fastest time. If you can get the fastest time with rear mediums, then God help us all. Messy start to the lap so far. Now, whatever you guys do, make sure someone reminds me to save the replay. Otherwise, boy, geez, I'm going to be upset.
I'll have it here for you.
Oh, very crossed up there. Thanks, Dave. That's Not quite when I needed the reminder, but nonetheless, I appreciate you giving the reminder to me.
Tommy, we have a couple of GTRs, an M6, Mercedes M6, Mercedes Corvette M6, F-Type Jag, another M6, a Porsche, and that is all at this current time.
No. Oh, you... Why on the last corner? Always on the last corner. How are we going for time? Have we got time for an outlap and a flyer?
There is 4:30 remaining.
So yes.
So yes, you do.
2 spirited laps remaining. But I'm right in traffic now. That's alright. I'm behind Willie. I can handle that. That was probably going to be up, although I was only up by 200ths or something like that on my own time, but probably still would have been a bit quicker.
That's not what you want.
I followed you out there. I thought, what have you found out there that's so damn cool? I thought, I'm going out there as well. I'm not letting you take all that glory by yourself, but...
Oh, no, I kissed the wall.
You let me down a little bit because there's nothing out there. I looked through that gravel as best I could.
Yep, and I think that's probably me done. I won't have enough time for an outlap or any of that sort of jazz.
Not an outlap. You can do one more lap. Because I should have time for one more.
I won't. That'll be third on the tyres. That is no good.
I got B-Par right behind me. That's not good for him because he's quicker than me. Hopefully not this time he's not. He's followed me too.
Although, what are the rules? Is it 15 minutes and then that's it? Or do people get to finish their laps?
No, I allowed about 17 minutes last time.
Yeah.
So Ryan has to pick
What have we
someone
got
crossing
left?
the line around about the 15-minute mark, and then everyone behind him is out.
You got 2 minutes until the lap. Well, less.
2 minutes spot on?
No, this... Now it's about 1:45.
Ooh.
You have to start your lap before the time.
Why not? I'm trying to get pole position on my outlap now.
Yeah, I just need to do a 1:56 on my outlap so I can get a lap that counts.
I'm 6/10 down. What a horrible lap. I didn't even realise it was going that badly. I'll finish it anyway, but...
I'm at the top of the mountain.
I wonder if I'll cross the line in time for another lap.
I reckon.
Yeah, you will.
It'll be a second on these tyres, but I'll need it because I'm not going anywhere on pace this lap. Yeah, 5/10 down on my own lap.
Right, halfway down Conrod.
Okay, I'm crossing the line now. I presume I made it.
How
This is 15 minutes right now.
Cool, I got it.
Well, it sounds like Willie will be your benchmark then.
Yep. I got it by about 3 seconds.
As long as you finish your lap before Willie crosses the line, then your lap counts.
It's not the greatest of laps.
Yeah, I'm 3/10 down on my own again. Nearly 4. But I'll charge on, you never know, might have 2 miracle sectors. Big, huge amount of wheel spin out of Forest Elbow there's not ideal. You got to go, David. No worries. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to everyone. I'm sorry I'm not able to keep an eye on the chat. It's probably going to be fairly consistent throughout the stream, I'd say. Probably not going to be checking the chat a lot, so just know that I appreciate you all being here. .202, so 900 slower than my previous best. Oh, that's the wrong button. Apologies for that.
Managed to 2018 in the
2018. So now is the time everybody needs to go and get their tyres sorted. Make sure you're starting on the tyres you want. You've got the lap times then, Ryan?
I'm just going through and confirming final.
No worries. I'll set the grid. In fact, I'm just going to go and top my tanks, top my water bottle up before the race. I'll be right back.
That's a good idea.
Okay, it is time to set the grid. How'd you go on that, Ryan? I've just thrown that task right at you.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Well, I may as well take this opportunity. First of all, as I said before, just to thank all of you that signed up for this race, that competed in the first or second qualifying races last weekend, those that competed in the invitational race on Saturday morning or Friday night, depending on where you are in the world, and of course those of you competing in this race right here. I appreciate all of your effort that has gone in. I understand that some of you have had to move your time slots and whatnot. Best of luck to all of you. Let's keep the racing nice and clean. Let's just all play nice, and if something bad does happen during the course of the race, let's not try and remonstrate, let's not try and seek revenge, let's just push through. We'll carry on as we are, and we'll worry about it later on. This is just for fun, there is nothing too serious here, so let's all play nice, let's have a good race, and good luck.
Yeah, what a nice clean first lap. don't we?
That's it. Well, we want a nice clean 37 laps, if I'm being honest with you.
True story.
Whether it's the first, the middle, or the last.
Lewis, I
Right.
want to change the track. Sorry.
I am ready.
Go for it. Give us the order.
So, Speedy Chicken
Yes.
with a 1.621 is the fastest time I saw from him. Unless he went faster on
201.6.
yours.
Oh, that is a snorting great time.
Yep.
Second, we have B Par with a 1.852.
Yep. Still my favourite for the race win, but keep going.
Willie missing out by fractions of a second at a 1.881.
1.881. Oh,
Kraz has got a 1.973, so again, less
Jeez.
than a tenth.
close. It's close at the top.
And then there was you with a 2.1 in
Yep.
fifth.
Couldn't crack the ones. Disappointing, but there it is.
Bert on a 2.3 in sixth.
Yep.
Moldovich, 3.5 in seventh.
Hang on, where'd it go up to? Bert. Yep.
So Moldovich in seventh.
Yep.
Alright, then Lewis R
Yes.
with a 4.4.
Nice. Yep.
Okay, then in ninth is Warren, 4.8.
Warren 4.8 under Lewis.
10th is Ruby Penguin with a 5.4.
That was under Warren, wasn't it? Yep.
And then 11th is Golly Green with a 6.1.
Yep.
James is 7.3 in 12th.
And then Betty in 13th. Now, we have had in the chat Kraz screaming out that he has the fastest lap. Hemulin has supported that he has the fastest lap.
It's all very well, but when was the lap set? Because as I was looking at him with 17 minutes done, his fastest lap at that time was a 1.9.
1.9. Well, it's your call. You're the adjudicator of this. I've been on the wrong screens, so I'm completely empowering you to make the discretionary call.
I'm looking at the live timing now. It's got nothing written there.
Okay.
So there's no way of seeing what his lap was. But I'm
It says on the
95%
screen at the
sure.
moment, 201.055.
201.055. Did he cross the
That's a
line
nothing lap.
before we...
That's the thing. Like did he set it before 17?
Can anyone else in the server confirm that he set that lap before the 17 minutes?
What I might do
Must have been after mine, I think.
is
But-
I'm
Sure.
looking at the final.
Morning, Matty. Great to have you here. And hello to everyone that has joined for the race. We're just trying to sort out one minor detail before we roll the race. So there's no dispute Kraz set the fastest lap out of everyone with a 201.0. We've had one person say, yep, he did set it. That's Green. Are you in the server, Green? Which one are you?
So currently, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the actual live server in reverse on the stream. As of 16 minutes 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, he hadn't set it, so he would have had to do it in that last 7 seconds.
The last 7 seconds before we roll.
But Willie was pretty much the last one that would have crossed the line. Beepar was behind him. He didn't make it over in time. So I don't know how he would have set that. Beepar bailed on his lap. He wasn't going to make it on time. I was looking.
Right, okay. And where was Kraz in relation to Willie?
didn't see it because he wasn't in contention. So Willie was the last person across the line.
Yep.
Before that time was up.
Yeah, I crossed with about 2 seconds to go.
B-Bar was the next person to cross the line after him, and he bailed on his lap because he wasn't going to make it.
Right. Well, it's your discretionary call. I just don't know enough about what's going on. I've got no information in front of me. Call it.
I'm going to say that he most likely did the time, but I just don't think he did it before the 17 minutes was up.
Before the 17 minutes. Well, that is... Stupid Lupin is saying Kraz as well was the fastest.
Oh, well, run with it.
All right. He goes to pole then. We've had enough people say yes. Kraz goes to the top. Apologies to everyone else if they didn't
Can't
charge.
say the stewards aren't nice.
That's it. Now, there should be a spot there for you, Charge. You're going to have to start last. But if you can get in... Is he in? He's in. Change grid order. Let's just make sure it's charged. He's not showing. Oh, there he is. Charge. We'll have to start from last, but he made it.
See, what I was looking at was the actual stream. I rewound the stream to on Courtney's screen. He got in, like he left the screen at about 53 minutes, 16 minutes 53 into the session, and the time hadn't gone across yet. But when I looked at the timing, Willie was the last person to cross the line, with B-Par crossing after him, and he didn't make it. So, yeah.
So what are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, look, if we're just going to go with it, we're just going to go with it.
We're just going to go with it. Kraz has made enough noise. We're going with it. We're going to roll to race, people. Good luck. Best of luck. Let's not worry about this anymore. Sorry to Speedy Chicken if, in fact, you were in pole. But let's get going. Hopefully everyone's got everything sorted out. So Charged, by the way, anyone asking about Charged, he did qualify for the final. He just didn't make it in time for quali, but he did make it in time for the race. So he'll be very happy that Kraz spoke up about his lap, because it dragged out just long enough to get Charged in, which he deserves to be here. He qualified for the race, so that's it. The Flying Chook has set a 1-2, but you won't be able to because Willie and I are going to come first and second, and not in that order. You're dead right, Hemulon. This is why we need a proper qualifying section, and I have no idea why in a racing game in 2018 there would not be a qualifying section, but yep, it is what it is. Let's not worry about that now. It is the start of the Bathurst 1.2 hour final race. Good luck, gentlemen. Let us go. Nice and clean.
Everyone through nice and clean in turn one.
Good, 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 good. You'll have to keep an eye on what's going on back in the pack a little bit more.
Yep.
Nice and sedate start.
Oh, was there a little mischief up ahead? No, there wasn't.
No, we're all good at this point.
Very tight bunch leading across the top of the mountain for the first time, that's for sure.
Well, I think what we saw in the, probably it was mid-pack, mind you, in the invitational race was a lot of people getting very excited in the first lap or two of a 37-lap race.
Golly's had a bit of a moment leading into the out of the dipper. Otherwise, everyone else has gone clean so far.
Gone clean, that is good. That is good. Got myself a nice little slipstream here. Might be about to witness the first overtaking manoeuvre. No, not quite. Speedy Chicken's had a big moment there at the end of Willie up the inside.
Willie's going up the inside there.
A few shenanigans. Looks like a few shenanigans.
Yeah, it was all happening around.
It was. I just tried to stay out of the mess then. Yep.
Yeah.
Just wanted to stay out of the mess.
Pleased that I certainly wasn't caught up in anything.
We're both pretty tight then. They could have easily bounced into us. Meanwhile, old Kraz, benefiting from that pole position.
Out to a 3-second lead so far.
He's just scooted off at the front. Oh, Bert's lagged at the start. That sucks. But, you know, I'm sure there are many people that could tell the tale of actually spending millions of dollars to fly to Australia to start the Bathurst 12-hour, or the Le Mans 24-hour, for that matter, and not being able to start the race or bowing out on lap 1. So, I know it sucks, but I guess there's only so much we can do. By the way, this livery I'm running, beautifully designed and executed by Ryan, my livery guru.
Yeah.
It is based off the Schnitzer, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yep.
Schnitzer team that Chazzy Mostert raced in the actual Bathurst 12-hour, obviously with a few Charlie Roscoe modifications there. The next question is going to be... Yeah?
He's up to 8th.
Up to 8th? I thought you said a charged update. He's flying. He'll be stoked, and I reckon, because I think from memory Charge was at work.
Yeah, he's straight here, straight into the race.
He's probably still sitting there in his work clothes. Trying to do it in boots or something.
Unfortunately, we've got Beepar in 7th and Speedy Chicken in 10th.
Ooh, 2 of what you'd say are the favourites. You probably put, in fact, the people that started in the top 3 were probably the 3 favourites for the race.
Kraz is out. First flying lap after the race start was a 2:02.1.
Oh, that's quick. If anything, I'm probably just going a touch easy at the moment. Just trying to make sure I get through the first stint without too many dramas.
Yeah, just trying to ease into it.
We all got a bit split up when Speedy Chicken and Beepar had it coming together.
So did they touch?
Yeah, it looked like it. I couldn't see a lot from my screen. It was sort of happening to the right of me, but it did look like they had a bit of a touch.
Okay, no good.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything because there's 4 people in that went into that turn, and there's no way from my screen to know exactly what happened with everybody.
No, and by the way, for those interested, especially those of you who enjoyed, I know a few people quite like the third-person commentary style of the first 3 races I did. I will be uploading that third-person replay of this race with commentary to my channel during the week. So you'll be able to actually kick back and watch it a bit more like a proper esports race. Now I'm wondering, with the pace I'm pulling away from Moldovic, who I know is not slow around here, I'm wondering if he's not running medium compound tyres.
Lewis and Warren going side by side up into the Griffins. Lewis getting the pass made. Oh, some big action. Charge is going for an overtake, and it's not come off very well for him.
Oh,
And in typical Charge fashion, he's copped a bruising there.
that's what happens to Charged.
And then unghosted at the very wrong moment going into McPhillamy, and he's copped an absolute whacking from James Bond.
Oh,
He's now back down to 11th.
ouch. So, eager to get going, starting from dead last.
Yep.
And it sounds like he's become a bit of a victim to his own position. Dips into the 207s, that's nice to see. And I think I'm finally starting to catch up that little gap I lost on Willie back on turn 1. I'll let you in on a little secret about myself though. I'm not that great at getting good lap times out of old, worn, bad tyres. As soon as those fronts go, I've said many times on my streams before, I don't like handling understeer. As soon as those fronts go and the understeer appears, that's when my lap times do suffer. Whereas the man in front of me is not too bad with a bit of understeer. In fact, you've just pulled a few tenths away from me over the top there. I reckon Moldavich, Lewis...
trying to be clean.
Yeah. I'd say Moldavich and Lewis have... they've got more to come. I feel like we'll be talking about them again before the end of the race. I feel like they're on a different compound tyre and possibly going long to try and reduce a pit stop and do one less pit stop from Willie and I. And I'd suggest Kraz as well. Be surprised if Kraz can knock this out with those times in 2 stops.
Doing some very solid times, that's for sure.
What's the gap between yourself and Kraz, Willie?
4 seconds.
4 seconds flat.
4 seconds.
The lap times by you 3 then were separated by 1/10.
Whew. I can just tell from the seesawing gap between Willie and I that we're making our pace in different parts of the lap.
Yeah, it's probably down to the car as well as the driver.
Yep, I'd imagine you're right. It's always deceptive as you go through this tighter section at the top, because you feel like you're making huge inroads, but I'm actually not. I'm actually losing tenths, a couple of tenths to Willie per lap at the moment. I am trying to look after my tyres to the best of my ability, so I'm hoping I'm not too bad on worn tyres.
Stupid. It's very, very early in the race to be calling it Kraz to lose yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think if he is where he is after the last pit stop, but I'm still saying watch out for Moldavich. Even Speedy Chicken's not out of this, because I know Speedy Chicken can handle worn tyres very well. B-Par as well. 20 seconds he won by in his qualifying race. That is not the kind of person you write off.
27 seconds behind the leader at the moment.
Yeah, so definitely don't write B-Par off. That boy's got some pace in him yet.
Speedy is now taking over Lewis. Oh, Lewis has held off though. Lap 6, Warren Walker is in the pits for tyres.
So Warren is the first to jump. Possibly a change of tactic after 6 tyres, or maybe just not happy with how his softs are going.
Potentially. Hell of a little battle though between Speedy, Lewis and B-Par though.
Yeah. A couple of boys there trying to make up a bit of lost time. Especially B-Par and Speedy Chicken.
Unfortunately, Lewis has just gone a little bit wide at Griffins, and Speedy and B-Par have got through.
Right, so they've been unleashed. But I reckon we're not far from the crossover point between softs and mediums anyway. I know these things are certainly starting to get a bit squishy on me. And in fact, it looks like Willie's taking some chunks out of Kraz.
Yeah, Willie has got it down to under 2 seconds.
Yeah, I told you that man could go quickly on worn tyres. I've done my best. I've been losing about a tenth or two per lap to him, so I'm hanging on for dear life. I've got my fingernails in at the moment.
Willie's currently running that metronomic consistency that we've been talking about.
And that's what we decided, I think, at the end of the last race, the Invitational. I think we decided that's what is helping people get the wins and the podiums. Of course, I think Oink may have thrown away a race win with his mistake into the pits.
Oh, definitely.
A lot of understeer into the cutting there.
Speedy's back up to 4th. He's got past Moldovich.
Actually, just quietly, I've had myself a little moment there. It probably didn't look particularly dramatic on screen, but it was definitely a lot of spin and a loss of general control.
Yeah, you've dropped about a second.
I have. So it was probably didn't look like much on screen, but I tell you what, it was a fair moment.
Well, I was just watching the whole time and I didn't even see anything. So, yeah.
The times prove that I was right, though.
Bielsen pulls onto the Conrod straight under a second from Kraz.
Yeah, he's got it going on. He's got it going on. I'm starting to suffer with the tyres, no doubt about that. I'm feeling those that tyre wear.
I'm trying not to give fuel and that data. Give you guys an advantage.
An unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Like I say, I will put up a third person full race sort of replay as another moment.
Kraz pits.
Kraz is going to the pits.
So the
thing
first
that will happen here is he should get an undercut.
He should. Well, he was in first.
My race out a little bit.
He was in first anyway, so we'll just have to see what. My lap time's really dropped off the boil now. I'm really feeling the front tyre wear. Lost a few seconds to Speedy Chicken too.
Yeah, I can feel it starting to get a little bit loose.
Yeah, mine's definitely not where I'd like it to be. Just got to try and keep it smooth at this point. You sort of have to understand that you are going to be slower on worn tyres, so rather than trying to push for the sort of lap times you're doing at the start of the race,
just accept it.
Just accept it, know that you're going to go slower, and just try and be as smooth as you can and minimise the damage. So the thing I'm sort of monitoring is I've got my own sort of fuel strategy here as well. So Kraz has obviously done something a bit different, pitting early.
Gap between 6th and 7th, so Moldovic is currently in 6th, and there is 1.5 seconds back to charge.
Alright.
So charge is back up to 7th again. Coming out onto Conrod Straight. Someone's just asked on the chat. And we've got Willie into the pits. On lap 9.
Yeah.
Moldovic going in as well.
There we go. Just step behind Kraz.
Yeah, 1.7 seconds.
So I'll take that. That's not too bad considering I did an extra lap.
Yep.
I'm going for a bit of early pain here. I know this lap time's going to be slow.
Hanging out long.
I'm just trying to set up the end of the race.
Well, Speedy has managed to be up into 2nd spot at the moment.
Well, I'm well off the pace here. Looking at about a 2:07 if I was to complete the lap, which I won't be. And of course, Oink taught us all a very valuable lesson about the pit lane.
Yeah.
Yes.
So probably played it overcautious, but that's okay.
That's alright. You gotta think of the end of the race, mate. Doesn't matter what happens now.
That's it.
Speedy Chicken takes
It's
the
taken the lead. Yeah, I still think Speedy Chicken and B-Par are definite possibilities, regardless of their early incident. And these should feel quite nice now. Yeah, that's it, Brian. Rip Oink. Poor old Oink. I reckon he probably had that race win in the bag, to be honest. Alright, that is my first pit stop run and done.
Lost a significant amount of time there.
Who's that, me?
You.
Yeah, that's, as I was saying, I'm taking that early hit. Hopefully I will get that and more back at the end of the race.
Problem is you've just lost 15 seconds to Willie.
Yeah, that's
So,
okay.
You know, 11 seconds.
That's alright. Or, that's not alright. As I say, I know it's an early hit.
Going side by side with Willie down the Conrod Straight. Gets the move on Kraz.
Who's that, Willie?
Yep.
He's done it. Kraz will be hurting with 1 lap older tyres. Probably won't make a huge difference, but...
I reckon it's a medium.
Oh, you reckon he's gone into the mediums? So maybe some, definitely some different strategies going on here.
Yeah.
Beeper in the pits.
And Speedy's still out in front. 2.5 seconds ahead of Wilson.
And I
He'll
just
have
feel
to get
like
it into this lap,
Speedy, if he's on mediums, he'll be trying to do this on a 2-stop strategy, I reckon.
He's going to have to pit on this lap though. He's not going to have enough fuel to do another lap.
Got the sweat beads rolling down the forehead at the moment. It is getting warm in here.
A bit like that, isn't it?
Getting very warm in here. There's no ventilation. I've got a fan going, but it's really just blowing hot air around, if I'm being honest with you.
Wilson is on a charge. He's just knocked 2 seconds out of Speedy Chick in this lap.
I've just knocked 2 seconds out of my own lap by hitting the wall.
It's not ideal, mate. I probably wouldn't
Nice.
recommend it.
Not really what I wanted to do.
And Wilson takes the lead while Speedy pits.
Just snipped the fastest lap of the race by nothing.
Yeah.
I was actually purple sector on sector 2, but I hit the wall coming out of the elbow, so I ruined my lap. No sign of Speedy Chicken, who's still in the pits.
Speedy is out of the pits, 35 seconds behind Wilson. 19 seconds behind Charlie.
But potentially doing 1 pit stop less. What do you reckon?
Not at
Maths.
this rate.
Do the maths add up? 3 stints of 13?
He's going to have to lean out the fuel pretty significantly to get an extra, because there was no way he was making an extra lap, so that would mean he'd have to splash and dash somewhere at the end. If he leans out the fuel, it's definitely possible, but obviously he's going to be a bit slower.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I've just got a... Yeah, it's not bad looking, if you do say so yourself.
I do.
For me, I've just got to go as fast as I can at the moment, whilst I'm on softs and full rich mixture. So this is my 4th lap since I pitted, isn't it? It's the hardest thing, trying to do maths in your head, because the game doesn't give you a lot of information. Whereas a lot of other sims, you get a lot more information about sort of when you pitted and all that sort of stuff. So a bit more maths in the old head.
Yeah, it's just a matter of trying to be clean.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Lewis has had himself a little bit of a moment at Salmon Park, I think.
It's hard work at the moment.
That's right, mate. Just got to keep it consistent.
Bit of a mistake in the turn 1 then. It's got a bit crossed up under brakes. Not what I want right before going up Mountain Straight. So how are we going on positions? Who's where at the moment?
So, BR Bilson, aka Wilson, aka Willie, aka whatever else you want to call him. He's 5.3 seconds ahead of Kraz.
Yeah.
5.3 seconds ahead, and he's running in some very good times. Very good times indeed. Kraz is well,
what
second,
sort of times?
obviously.
Don't just leave it on that. What sort of times is he running in?
So the last couple of times since his pit stop was the 2:03.4, 2:1, 2:9, 3:6.
Nice. He's quick.
Kraz is running what I'm guessing is a little bit harder tyre, but he's going that metronomic consistency that we're looking for. 3.8, 4.9, 4.4, 4.0, 4.1. So the consistency is definitely there. And then we've got Courtney, who is just rubbish.
Who, mate?
And you.
Me? How am I going? I'm going alright. I'm going 202.9,
Charlie.
203.8, 203.6.
Just rubbish, mate.
Come on,
Just
mate.
rubbish.
I'm doing
get
alright.
your crap together. Speedy. He's just come out of the pits, I'm guessing. Yeah. So his first lap after that was a 204.2. 19 seconds behind himself. 36 seconds behind overall leader. B-Par is in 5th. He's done a 202.6, 202.8. Currently just crushing it. 43 seconds off the lead. We've got Charged in 6th spot. He's gone 3.4, 3.2.47. Almost a minute off the lead. Then Lewis a minute off the lead. Moldavich 1:09 off the lead. Ruby Penguin 1:15 off the lead. Betty 1:28. James 1:34. Golly is 1:36. So only 2 seconds between James and Golly.
So big going on
Warren,
back there. Bit of a race.
Yeah, Warren running out about 2 minutes behind. So, where's Wilson? Yep. So Wilson will be catching up to him very soon.
Yep, I can see.
Thanks for the update, though.
Yeah. With the fastest lap of the race obviously being PR Wilson with a 2:02.1, which was set on lap 12.
Oh, double wall hit. This heat's starting to get to me, if I'm being honest with you. The old brow is just dripping at the moment. Super hot in this room. The stupid thing is, it's not hot outside. It's not hot in the hallway. But because I have to keep this room shut up tight so as not to wake the sleeping daughters, and the fact that my 42-inch ancient LCD TV is basically just a heater. I reckon I've got a bar heater that puts out less heat than this. I reckon you're better off just taking this TV to bed and running that over the winter.
Base given, thank you very much.
Good work there by Warren.
Yep. Just need to keep my concentration going. My last lap wasn't amazing.
Yeah, about a full second off your previous.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going backwards myself.
Yeah, you've been dropping a second
Yeah.
a lap for the last couple of laps, mate.
Yeah, I'm just struggling on these tyres a bit, and I'm struggling with the heat. Perhaps I should have raced in my undies.
The downside to not being match fit like a lot of the race drivers would be.
Yeah, not used to having to operate in these kinds of conditions.
Not to mention that PlayStation generally pumps out a bit of heat as well.
It does. The PC does as well. The two PC monitors do also. And it's a pretty small room. So I can assure you it is hot in here.
Baby.
Yep. And that is probably as much of a concentration buster at the moment for me as anything else.
And Kraz is back in the pits.
I'm starting to get a lot of understeer though. A lot of brake locking. And yeah, I've dropped, if I came out of the pits 15 seconds back from Willie, I've dropped another 2 seconds now. Speedy Chicken has gained 3 seconds on me because he was 19 seconds behind me.
He's been just pumping out some nice little laps.
Yeah, I'm just struggling. I'm in the 205s at the moment, which is not too bad. I mean, if you think that's really as good as I was doing on the medium compounds, maybe fresh mediums I'll be in the 204s. But I reckon I'm in strife. I might be third now, but I reckon I'm going to have a real battle on my hands to try and keep third for the duration. Well, I'm second at the moment, actually, now that Kraz has pitted.
Wilson has worked his way through the second back marker. Kraz is back on the track again. It's 36 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, 15 seconds behind. Well, Speedy Chicken's 15.5 seconds behind me. Kraz, I don't know how far he's behind him, but
Kraz is 3.6 seconds behind him.
as I say, I know I'm second now, but I still think overall for the race, I'm in a bit of strife here. I reckon I got probably 2 or 3 people behind me. Charge back up to 6 though, that's good for him. He'll have a bit of clear space to put in those lap times, and as I say...
Yeah, he's got 23 seconds up to B-par.
Not bad going though, he did start last on the grid. I've just snuck another 2:05.
B-par is only 3.5 seconds off the back of Kraz. Problem is, Kraz has just come out of the pits and B-par's got one to go.
We're approaching lap 20 though, so we're over the halfway point.
Definitely.
I'll be looking forward to getting out and having a cold shower after this too. I don't particularly want to be out there. Contrary to popular belief, that is not the fastest part of the racetrack.
Charge to the bits.
This has been another bad lap.
Yeah, I'll probably say that one too many, but I wanted just to get that extra lap out.
Hmm.
It may come in handy. Or even just the pace of one less lap in that last stint. Tell you what, it'd be emotional if you hit the button to do not refuel, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Be very emotional.
Certainly would.
Again, staying out long, but it's I just have to believe in my tactic and my thought process and hope that I get some of this back at the end of the race. Some of this time I'm giving up.
Well, I've managed to come out just in front of Kraz.
Nice, so you've actually given him the undercut. Because, oh no, you were in front of him.
I was about 7-8 seconds ahead, so he's gained about 6 to 7 seconds on me. But I did stay out a lap longer. 2 laps longer.
Yeah, so I think I've actually been out 3 laps longer by the end of this.
So those couple of laps later on may help me, but time will tell.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, the early pain for the late game payout.
Yeah.
I must admit, because I didn't run in either of the qualifying races or the Invitational, I'm probably a bit underdone here for the race. And what I didn't do is find the time to actually do a full race simulation. So I'm kind of just
flying by the seat of our pants, really, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm a bit.
Mind you, I've done one tyre
Oh,
stint.
Betty's had a big one.
Betty. Yeah, he's just left the room.
Oh, he's had the biscuit. He's obviously had a monumental accident. Okay. Sip of water, get some wind through their shirt. How are we all going in the chat? 61 people watching, thank you. Look at all the likes there, appreciate that. Appreciate all of you that have hit a like. Means a lot. It's really all the support I actually ask for, other than in this event turning up, because that's been pretty important. But short of that, all I really ask is a like. So if you're enjoying it, I know I'm a bit quiet on the talking. I normally talk a lot more in the streams than this, but luckily we've got Ryan there to try and fill up some of the gaps.
You need to concentrate on that racing, mate.
That's it. So I've come out in front of Speedy Chicken, but not by much. I'd imagine he'd have to be towards the end of his tyre life though, and he'd be due a pit in a few laps.
No, Speedy Chicken has just come out of the pits.
Wow.
He pitted a lap before you.
Wow, okay.
So that there is for position. Interesting though, because he pitted on lap 12 and lap 19, so he only did 7 laps then.
Perhaps he's getting his short stint out of the way early.
But he's not going to make it to the end from here though.
No, he's not. No, he'll have to pit again for sure. But it has aligned him with the same strategy that we're on anyway. It's not ideal. I've not had a great outlap. Just not having the best race of my life, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. He's actually gained somewhere in the vicinity of 1.2 seconds over me during that lap. As I say, it wasn't a great outlap. He's far enough back not to get my slipstream though. Just got to not worry about him, just push on.
Ooh, I'm coming up on lap traffic coming out of the pits. There you go, I just lowered the fastest lap of the race to a 2:02.0.
Old mate is on it.
Willie is on form. It's going to be hard to beat, I feel.
Now,
You're in the form of your life, Willie.
Speedy Chicken has just done a 1.9.
He has. Cheese and whiskers, that's quick.
That is quick. I told you it was going quick.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Golly steers clear there for you.
Just.
Yep. I was watching that with bated breath.
Yep. Must admit my butt cheeks got very tight there for a second.
So obviously, Willie out in first, 3.8 seconds ahead of Kraz, with Charlie 19 seconds behind Kraz, 24 behind the leader. Speedy Chicken wearing Charlie like, I don't know, lycra?
White on rice.
White on rice, that'll definitely work.
Yeah.
Come on, he's nearly a second back.
Yeah, but he's also much faster than you.
Ah, fair suck of the old Sav. I've just chucked a purple sector too, and you're sitting there telling me how shit I am, right, mate?
Yeah, that's alright. You haven't finished the lap yet.
You're right, and I hit the wall at the elbow, so I lost my advantage.
Is this why you made it cloudy, mate? For the less sun, hopefully the temperature's a bit lower, which helps the turbo.
Yeah, that's what it is.
B-Par, unfortunately, still about 40 seconds back from the lead in 5th, with Charge just over a minute back in 6th. It's a pretty lonely race for everyone at the moment, with the closest gap between anyone being yourself and Speedy Chicken.
I don't really like him being behind me.
Kraz now attempting the passing manoeuvre on that traffic, same place that Wilson had to make the move.
Been fortunate not to come up against any lap traffic yet. It is starting to shape up a lot like this is going to be Kraz versus Willie for the win. I still don't feel comfortable that I'm third overall.
Golly's just copped a bit of a hit from Kraz.
Kraz is giving him a little shove, has he?
Yeah, I mean he was behind him from about Griffin's right across to the S's though, so it's kind of like, come on mate, get out of the way. Did lose a bit of time out of that one though. I think that's where there's a little bit of desperation coming through from Kraz, just trying to not lose touch with Willie.
A bit too eager to overtake, you reckon?
Yep. Some could say that Chaz Mostert did that.
Yeah, he certainly did. Didn't go well for him either.
No.
Thank you, James.
Good work, James. As Willie does a 3-4, Kraz with a severely hampered lap, 6.9.
Oop. I'm in a Red Bull livery. Imagine if I ran out of fuel. Bit emotional.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you don't want to do that, mate.
No safety cars, so I've got that one tied up.
You do?
Bit of Lowndes Richo action from the Red Bull days.
One where you'll make it happen, mate.
That's what we're after.
It's really hard to concentrate and talk. I'd just like to point that out.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, you just concentrate on your race, mate.
Trying.
Get that podium.
Listen to you. Righto, Ryan.
Ryan can't listen. Ryan would rather throw his headphones on the ground and race.
Oh yeah, I can't.
And listen to
you
us
guys
talk
talking
through a
at the
race.
same time.
Yeah.
For all those interested, that is a true story.
That is
It
true.
is
We were
true
racing
story,
and
isn't it?
I actually took my headphones off, which meant I couldn't even hear my car.
But that
But
was preferable
I still-
to listening to us.
I still raced better than if I was listening to these guys talking, because they can just manage to talk. Like, there's nothing going on. Still belting out your 202s and 203s, and I'm like crashing into the wall every 2 seconds. So, yep, no, I just thought, no, that's me done. So, just took the headphones off, did the race with no sound, and probably did better than if I was listening to them.
Tell you what, I'm nice and consistent over the past 3 laps.
You are 3-7, 3-4, 3-2.
Just tipped into the
Unfortunately-
threes myself.
Unfortunately, paled by the fact that you did a 2-0 the lap before those 3 laps, but
Yeah.
unfortunately for Kraz, he's not doing so well. 3-9, 4-9, 6-9, 7-1. With Charlie chasing him down, he's got the gap down to 8.3 seconds.
Ooh. Will he get him
Put
on a
in
pit
some-
stop scenario?
Putting him consistent, and Speedy's there. He's still driving fast, but just not fast enough. Krazzy's having a very hard time with some of these lap traffic though.
And I'm actually coming up to my first bit of lap traffic.
There is some top quality banter going on in the chat. Guys enjoying it.
Good. Good. Feel free
Good
to
to
read
see.
some of those out or what have you. I know, as I say, I can't really read the chat at the moment, and I'm struggling to talk a bit.
Yeah, don't read the chat for yourself.
Yeah. No, it's a bit hard for me to read it out to you because it is a long-going conversation now. So
Right. Okay.
me saying things is like just not going to make any sense.
Oh, golly green. Just hurt my run there. I'll tuck in for a bit of slipstream. Try and get some momentum back. Speedy Chicken is in. He's in the pits.
Speedy Chicken, that is very weird.
That's how his tactics have played out for the remainder of the race. 11 laps to go. He'll be able to go to the end from there.
But not really, because unless he's just doing it, but those two this is his strategy where he's gone long in the first stint and then
Short on softs and then back on
me.
mediums.
Well, he's done 2 short stints because he pitted on lap 12 and then on 19 and now 26. So he's done 2 7-lap stints with a 12 at the start. So if he goes back to whatever he was on before, then he can do 12 to the end. So that'll see him done.
Yep.
Gone onto a medium tyre. I think he was on a hard. I think that's what I saw before, so that's accurate.
Charged is in on 26.
Oh, that was lucky. That was very, very lucky. I didn't catch who it was, but there was I've got a 5-second penalty. That's emotional.
Oh,
That is
what's happened
emotional.
there, big fella?
Somebody had a mischief and said do not pass under yellow flags.
And you did.
I didn't pass. I passed them, who I'm not racing for, so...
Yeah, I don't understand why that would be a pass for position.
No, and as I got right on them, it changed from being sort of transparent to full. That could have been very emotional.
It could have been.
Yep.
It's alright, mate. There's still 10 laps. You can work that 4.5 seconds out.
Certainly will.
I've just slid past Kraz.
Yeah, Kraz has not been doing too well. His last few laps is a 6.971, 9.7 and an 8.8.
I'd say he's conserving fuel because he pitted so much earlier. I've done 3 more laps than him. So I'd say he's pushing it out so we can just do that one nice pit.
Meanwhile, Willie is just sort of streaking away a little bit here, over 20
Yeah.
seconds out now.
Yeah, it's comfortable lead to Willie. I dare say, I reckon this is now early enough or late enough in the race to say it's his to lose.
Dun dun dun. Commentator's curse.
Yeah, that's right. Get out.
Well, I'm not really commentating, and surely all the competitors are hoping you crash, so...
It's alright. Working that penalty down, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say you wouldn't have to do much. You'd be able to just wind that down over the course of the last 10 laps or so.
Yeah.
Well,
That'll just unravel itself for you.
Wait and see how my last stint plays out. Might be able to just take a beasting out each race, each lap.
I was going to say, you've done a 2:05.5 there and lost 4 seconds out of that penalty time already, so...
Yeah,
you're right, mate.
I think you'll be
You've only
doing
got
fine.
0.4 of a second left.
Yeah. Yeah, them tyre fills, eh?
You're right, mate. Come on. Still got another lap to go out of this one yet. But I guess you can pit any time now.
Sure can, Candy Pants.
The Candy Pants can.
The problem with the undercut there, James, is there's no one really to undercut. You're not going to gain 20 seconds by an undercut, so just got to stick to the strategy, stick to what you know.
So Kraz is in the pits, is that correct?
Nope.
No.
Oh, big sideways. Big sideways
currently
moment there.
going through Salmon Park.
Had a fairly big moment there.
He almost Chaz Mostert at that one.
I'm in his car.
Yeah, but he did this and that was in the green Falcon a few years back now.
Oh, it was, yeah. When he was in the Bottle one, wasn't
green
he?
stuff.
Ah,
No, green stuff. The replica tribute livery.
Yep.
No, B.R. Wilson's still got another stop to go, but he's pretty comfortable out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very, very comfortable, I'd suggest.
With Kraz 24 seconds behind now. It's
There you go, slow down into the pits. Nice. That'll get the time down. Don't worry about that.
well, according to my screen, your time was already done. And Charlie following him in.
That I did. I'll gulp down the last bit of water. Amish, welcome to the stream. James Nash as well, and everyone that's joined since I've last read this, which was my last pit stop.
Give myself a little bit extra fuel because
Why not?
I'm not trying to get right down to the wire.
Yeah.
That would just be silly.
And considering you can belt out the 202s on a full tank, should be right.
Yep.
No need to play a silly game on hopes.
Nope.
So, we got Wilson in second, 5 seconds behind Kraz, ready to go to the end. Speedy Chicken has come out 1 second ahead of Charlie, ready to go to the end of the race. He is pitted and done.
He has actually undercutted me, so it was all tactic by him.
He has. He's done well. Good work there, James, staying out the way.
Very good work, James. Thank you. You did well. Because I got me a good old-fashioned race here.
Yep. You need to head down, mate. Concentrate on that one. Beepar and Kraz in first and third, both needing to stop before the end of the race.
Slow through the dipper, not really what I wanted. Oh,
Ooh,
big moment by
Speedy's got
Speedy,
a
but
massive tank slapper.
I've hit the wall though. So that was my chance. That was my advantage.
That turbo V8 power. Well, the tides are turned because now you are wearing him. Goes for the move. Pulls out.
Not going to try anything too stupid or risky here. Because we've got to make sure we jump Kraz yet.
Well, right
Oh,
on
he
Kraz,
makes
so
the move.
whatever gap you are to me.
Yeah, 19 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, so
Pretty
Willie's
safe there, I reckon. Willie is inside the rear exhaust of the Nissan GTR.
definitely Willie's to lose now. Plenty of time to just back off and roll through.
Oh, gave Kraz just a tiny little kiss. It's quite slow leaving the elbow. Sorry, Kraz. Just letting you know that I'm there. If you haven't noticed yet.
Willie flashing down the rail on the Conrod. Into the chase.
Flashing the lights.
Good
I don't even
racing.
know what button that is.
Good racing
Nah, it
by
doesn't.
both.
Automatically do it.
And
Again,
Kraz
he's in the pits.
into the pits. Charlie quickly 2.5 seconds ahead of Speedy Chicken there.
That was a slow lap for me last time around.
Yeah, well, you did have some ballast. We'll call it that anyway.
You did. I've actually taken 4 seconds off you that lap. Oh, 109. I've gone the fastest lap.
You have done the fastest lap of the race there, which included a pass for the lead, didn't it?
It,
To pass Speedy? No, that was a lap before.
No, it was lap previous.
Yep.
No, it wasn't. It was this lap. That lap.
Where'd you do it? I thought you
10-2.
did it. Oh, yes, you did. Yeah, under the inside there. Not much time to be lost at that place. Now we've got a race to the end. Beepar and Kraz, nose to tail, ready to go to the end of the race.
Beepar and Kraz. Beepar has recovered pretty decently then. So is Speedy Chicken for that matter. Both of them
Yep.
involved in
So-
the early race incident.
Unfortunately, the leaders have streaked away with it, with Charlie being in 6th position, 1.5 minutes off Kraz.
Wow. Kind of a split field then.
Don't want to steal no thunder. There's fastest lap.
Ah, you're a
9.49.
bastard. You are a bastard. 200ths of a
Okay.
second.
Yep.
If Ruby Penguin does the right thing here, he'll just give me a little toe across the line. Nah. Actually, the last time there, he backed right out of it. I was hoping I'd just snag a little toe across the line and see if I could respond instantly, but I couldn't.
So with 5 laps to go, Wilson in first, 15 seconds ahead of Charlie, who is 5 seconds ahead of Speedy Chicken, who is 7 seconds ahead of Beepar. Kraz fallen off a little bit from Beepar, he's now 4 seconds off. And then yeah, charged a minute off the lead now, off of Kraz, so a minute and a half off the lead. Lewis and Moldovich having a bit of a go across the top of the mountain. Oh no, sorry, that's Moldovich getting out of the way of Wilson.
He did. Thank you very much.
Lewis is just around the corner up the road a little bit more.
He didn't have to get out of the way there, but that was fantastic.
It's been good by all the lap traffic, so a big compliment to everyone. I've certainly
It's been very nice.
I've had no dramas. I haven't handled as much as Willie, but I haven't heard any complaints, so
No, everyone's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, Kraz copped a little bit from what I saw, which is a bit unfortunate, but
Charged in the pits too. I was thinking he was going really well there in 6th, but he's actually had to pit again. Just to top the tanks for the last 4 laps. 3 laps. No, what am I even doing? 5 laps. Use maths. Use your brain. It's hard to brain.
Do you remember how at the start of this lap I said we had 5 laps to go?
Yeah, not really, no.
Yeah.
This is why teams have to tell drivers to drink. I get it.
Yeah, I'm pretty dry in the mouth, don't worry.
Bad news for both of you. B-Par has just done a 201.652.
Ah, you are just the worst guy, B-Par. Jeez.
Coming up on Charged and Lewis.
Yeah, B-Par is on a bit of a charge. Down to 5 seconds behind Speedy. 3 seconds out of him in the last lap.
We'll have to have a look and see what the time for the Invitational was overall.
The race time, yeah, it wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah.
Wilson getting stuck behind some congestion here. Hopefully they play ball.
Yeah, Lewis had a mischief before, but...
Feel free to not play ball, guys. You know, who are you really here to see? The Roskmeister or Bloody Wheelie? Hold him up.
They're not going to be too willing to... Oh, Jesus.
Don't do that.
That is not ideal.
What's happened?
No.
What's happened?
Lewis tried to get out of the... Yeah, he tried to get out of the way, but his wheel hit the ground, dirt, and it just flicked him out. Yeah, because he moved that far off the road to get out of the way for you.
Right.
Yeah, his wheel hit the dirt. And as soon as he did that, just spun straight across onto you.
Lucky there's no damage.
Yeah.
Chargers giving it the Van Gisbergen up the road.
Using a bit of grass to cool the tyres off.
Yep.
It's not really raining though, so...
He did it again on the other side.
Charged is still in 6th. That's good going. He started stone motherless last.
Very good.
That's not a bad effort, you know. Starting to feel those tyres going away from me a bit at the moment.
We've got Kraz at the moment doing his fastest laps on lap 32. He's fast. A 2:02.0 and then a 2:02.6. B-Par is doing equally fast times with a 2:01.6, 2:02.4, 2:02.4. How's that for consistency?
Yeah.
With Speedy in the 5s and 4s, so losing a lot of time. B-Par has him down to under 2 seconds now.
Oh. So B-Par could snag Speedies off him yet?
Yeah, definitely on for a podium with Kraz lurking behind. It's the podium is definitely not sorted yet.
I wonder how Speedy got that undercut. Perhaps he didn't change tyres or is short fueled to try and get the undercut on me, which did work, but only in the short term by the looks of it. Downside is I've run some pretty decent times this session, this stint, 2:01.9, 2:02.4, 2:02.7, then down to 2:03.4, but my tyres are worse now than they have been in the previous 2 stints at the same amount of laps.
Maybe because you straight away thought, because I'm doing less laps, you just push that little bit harder and took a little bit of bite out of them.
I think I did.
You do have a 9 second buffer back to Speedy, so you can afford to just button it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Be aware though that B-Par does have him down to a second and driving very fast at the moment.
Just want to keep it safe. Not too worried about the gap to Willie. I'm not going to catch him anyway. I'm really just worried about the person behind me. I feel like 205s would get me second from here with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, well, Beepar just did a 203, so it's only 2 seconds a lap that he'd be gaining on you. And he's got 11 seconds to gain, so...
And Speedy Chicken to get through.
Yep. Which it's on. They're coming up to the cutting.
Oh.
7/10 apart.
I'm looking forward to when I do the third person race replay with commentary, because I've enjoyed doing that. And actually watching the race, because of course, I've seen very little of the race from here. So it'd be nice to go back through and watch the whole race as it sort of unfolded.
Kraz has fallen back to about 4 seconds off Beepar, so he's lost about 2 seconds there.
But should hopefully have that up on my channel by sort of Tuesday, Wednesday. So if any of you guys are keen to watch the full race from that sort of third person, much like I did with the invitational race earlier in the weekend, which is on my channel already if you wanted to go back and check that out.
2 to go.
Didn't he just pit?
He only just pit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like 3 laps ago.
I reckon he's after
that fastest lap.
But I don't know. 201.6 is a fast lap.
And he's giving 6 spot away as well.
Giving position away. I mean, if he was a lap ahead of the other guys, fair enough. But
yeah, I mean, 6 spots not a bad recovery from last.
Yeah, Lewis and Moldovic have now taken that spot. Beepar still unable to get past Speedy. He's all over him though. He's only 2 tenths the gap. Because of that, Kraz is catching up. He's down to 2.8 seconds now.
She's starting to get loose now. The back end of the big beamer.
Oh, and Speedy's tapped the wall on the inside and flipped himself around, going up to Reed Park. Kraz and Beepar have got through for the podium.
Speedy Chicken.
1.2 seconds between Kraz and Beepar going across the top of the mountain. Again, this is not sorted out.
Well, I got lap traffic right behind me. I do, I've got charge, so I'm going to get out of his way because I don't need to race him. I do not need to race that guy. In fact, I might just try and get a sneaky slipstream to keep my own lap times down a bit. Have a look at me pull that in. Not going to be going the overtake, it's all good. I reckon Charge might battle to get the fastest lap, even with those fresh tyres. He's in the hunt of Moldovic though. Moldovic and Lewis. Oh, sideways. Well, as we do start the last lap, looks like Wilson has got the race sorted. He's done exactly what he had to do, and that's just be consistent, not get himself in any strife, and early on in the race, super quick as well.
Yep.
So that's how you win, people.
15 seconds ahead of yourself.
He is.
Yep, and I've just been cruising this last stint.
I was going to say, you've done some 3s and 5s along most of the way after you dropped your 201.9. That just is a bit of a statement there. Can do it, won't do it because I need to. things sort of stretched out between B-Par and Kraz. There's about 2 seconds between the two of them now, so obviously with B-Par getting a little bit of clean air, he's able to stretch his legs a little bit. Speedy, unfortunately, fallen back to about 12 seconds behind Kraz now. It was
So
shaping up
Speedy,
to be a very good race.
I'd say whatever Speedy did to get the undercut, it's probably cost him big.
Not really. He's
Maldovic is in the wall.
Fantastic.
Not sure if there was contact there with Charge, but Maldovic definitely nose first into the wall. Not ideal for the big fella there.
Provided you get through, you've called it early on.
I did say hopefully we would come first and second. I didn't really expect that I would. Charged all over the place, going for the dive. He's ended up around, so...
Willie has taken the win.
Yes, congratulations, Willie. Good job.
Thank you.
Charlie coming across for second.
1 hour, 18 minutes, 18 seconds, 0.929.
I know, it's 15 seconds
Very
back from
fast. B-Bar and then Kraz finishing 0.6 behind.
Oof, and I need a big sip of water here. As I am
Speedy
hot.
Chicken coming around to finish in 5th position.
So B-Par, not a bad recovery. Obviously, B-Par and Speedy Chicken involved in a fairly big incident on lap 1. Was it 1 or 2? Somewhere at the start.
I think it was 2 or something, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere at the start of the race. They got tied up in a fairly substantial crash. So for B-Par to come back and get 3rd place was a good effort. Congratulations, Kraz. You managed to sneak pole there within the last, must have been the dying few seconds of qualifying. Solid 4th position, so well done to you, Speedy Chicken. A little unfortunate there towards the end. Wondering if you pulled something in the short stint that perhaps cost you a little bit overall there. But good job nonetheless to come 5th. Lewis and Moldovic back there in the mid-pack with Charged as well. Good work, all Charged, starting dead last for those of you who didn't see the start of the race. So very, very good. That's my little 2nd place. Went up 3 positions, so happy enough with that. But what an awesome thing. And again, thank you so much to everyone who has been involved with this, that signed up on the website back when I put the request in, turned up to all the strange times. I know it's very hard to organise.
Replay. Sorry.
Thank you. I've just punched the microphone because I'm the best streamer in the world. Okay, I have saved the replay, and I might share that too for anyone who wants to have a look at that. Let's go to the race results. But yeah, big thank you to everyone who has joined in. Please, if you did enjoy it, leave a like before you click away from the race. But I appreciate everyone involved in it, including the people who turned up and watched. I know we've had a lot of the same people in the comment section or in the chat that have been watching the races. So, Tommy, when's the next one? Look, I don't know. It's not something I'm going to be running every fortnight, put it that way. It's going to be something I might try and run, every now and again. Unsure.
Potentially the next one could be the Nürburgring 24-hour, which will be mid to late May.
Mid to late May. So I might do one in between then and now. But, yeah, we'll see. I think now's probably the worst possible time to ask when the next one will be, because I'm sitting here tired, hot and sweaty. And it took a fair bit of organisation, so that's cool. I've got experience. This was obviously my first large-scale sort of event that I have tried to organise myself, especially international. You can see it is predominantly Australians and New Zealanders that made the final race, but the qualifying races and the invitational race had a lot more international people involved, so good to see. But if this was the Ashes series, I'm sorry, B-Par, Lewis, we've got you for round 1. So, I don't know whether or not I sort of jot the names down and make a bit of an endurance championship of it over the course of the year. Who knows what I'll do, but I'd imagine from the next sort of stream, the next few streams will just be a pretty relaxed sort of, daily races, FIA races, things like that. But what I'm going to do during this week, as I say, is watch a replay of the race. What happened to Bert? Not sure, Warren. I know he had a big spin. He got stuck out
on the grid.
He got stuck on the grid.
Yep.
Did he? Yep. Can you do something at night? See, Escanor, the problem is it depends what country you're in, because right now it is 10:45 p.m. on a Sunday night, so this is night. And the invitational was at 7:30 a.m. for me. So I've bounced the times around to try and cater for as many people internationally as I possibly can. But yes, I am going to do a full sort of replay commentary race, which will hopefully still be cool, even though obviously a lot of you guys would have watched the race here. So you've kind of seen it before. I still think it'll give a very, very different perspective, and it might even give you, points when Ryan's like, incident in the dipper or what have you. You'll actually be able to see it live happening, so you'll go, oh, that's what happened there. So I still think it'll be a good thing to have, and I will share the replay in Gran Turismo, but you'd have to sit there for an hour and a half watching a replay with sort of no commentary or anything. So it's up to you if you want to do that, but I'll put that there. Hopefully the one on my YouTube channel will be slightly more entertaining. Now I can see I've had a few new subscribers come through as well, so big thank you to you guys as well. And I should say it as well again as well.
Sensational.
Sensational. But nonetheless, good job all. Thank you very much to everyone involved, all the chat, and a big thank you to Ryan. You've actually been here for all 4 races, I think, haven't you?
And created your livery.
And created my livery, which is outstanding. I might sort of share some pictures of that on my social media links. Warren, you forgot to save the replay.
And a Mercedes, just in case.
and you did, actually. I must admit, Ryan did do 2 liveries for me as I tried to decide if I was going to use the Mercedes AMG, which is what Willie used, or the M6. 2 liveries were made, so thanks for that, Ryan. Do appreciate it. Obviously, I used the M6 in the end anyway, which is what you first created. But
so
a very, very
kind of bloke.
That's it. Just a good, all-round good guy, and obviously thanks for coming along, Willie, and winning the race and ruining everyone else's fun. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, just think if Willie didn't come, you would have won the race and it would have been perfect.
Jamie, the Bathurst 1.2 stubby holders. Gee, who knows? Who knows? Actually, I've been looking for. People have been asking me for T-shirts and hats and whatever else, and I've kind of just gone, yeah, look, there's no point because. Well, I'm a tiny YouTube channel, but yeah, maybe this is a good excuse. Maybe this would be a good excuse to come up with a Bathurst 1.2 hour livery, well, not livery, but just design on a hat or a shirt. I do have, as part of my YouTube partnership, I do have access to, I can't remember which name it is, so I'm just not going to say it in case I get it wrong. But one of the T-shirt and hat sort of designing website, which I haven't looked at all, but yeah, maybe it's something I'll do. Maybe it's something I'll do.
It was a very solid race, though, really. Well done.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, seriously, you can't fault you. Yep. Yep, you cannot fault you for your efforts. So, rather than crapping on, I'm going to let everybody go away, especially those of you who joined for the full hour and a half or whatever this live stream has been going on for. I want to say probably even longer than that. But no Lewis Doggo for president. Oof. Sorry, just reading the chat here, don't mind me. Time for dinner, Anthony. That's a late dinner. And Nations Cup. But also Charge, just a quick shout out to Charge, who charged home from work, charged in his house to jump on the track and charge on. So, congratulations to Charge. You've done very, very well. But GG all, thank you all very much. Thank you for the likes. They're starting to flood through now. Much appreciated. So thank you to everyone who left a like. All my social media links are down in the description. I might share some pictures and that sort of thing. Definitely the liveries that Ryan created, even the one I did not use there. So that's a good thing to do. Thanks very much for joining me, boys.
Pleasure, as always.
And I'll chat to you all next time. Bye for now.